think we have things in a good place. Bear with as I get my Twitch logged in here. Hopefully we're done dealing with some of the audio issues out of our Streamlabs today. But again, that could be on me or So, over the weekend, we started on this Riot Quest Mini. It was a really fun piece to get started on. I've enjoyed the sculpt a lot. The only part of it that is a little bit rough to work with, if I'm being honest, I'm just going to punch in real quick, is this area right above his lip, but before his lower row of teeth. There's a little something in the sculpt. I don't know what it is. It just isn't very crisp. So, I don't know what the plan is there just yet, but otherwise, it's been really solid. And the, beyond just the crispness of it, the general nature of the thing is a lot of fun. Pretty happy with where his leathers are for the most part. I think they're good and dynamic. I'd like to do something a little bit more with his boots, and the golds need work as well as the gun. So I think today the initial starting point is going to be to get out the colors for a gold and do something with these boots. Let me see if this will stay here. Ah, Ty Craner, good morning. Will he stay? Tiny General has a mind of his own, I suppose. Maybe the airbrush is a good... He'll chill. Aha! We've done it. Don't call it a fluke. It's pretty sweet. I've been enjoying this a lot. Actually, while I'm getting paint shaped up, last night I started on my salamander project. Made some posts on Instagram. This is going to be our undercoating, our initial base coat for what will eventually be that nice bright salamander green. But we're going to try and do a nice dynamic build-up. So we're starting here. I've bored out all their bolters. The heads are separate on a number of them, if for no other reason than they have... I want to be able to do like... I don't want to avoid the helmets, is what I'm trying to say. I want to put like the good skin tones on them, so I have them a little bit separated. And I used little pins on them, so I bored holes in here. I can put them on and they look a little bit like bobbleheads. But I'm recording that for YouTube, and I don't know if anybody has interest in that project here. Maybe I'll paint one of them as a practice piece instead of doing all 10 just in the video. That could be helpful for me at least. But I hope everybody had a good weekend. PFK, how was your weekend? going to start with just pure this Arbuckle Brown. Using it for the boots. It's kind of a rich purpley, maybe a little bit of red in the brown. And yeah, I might even just leave it that desaturated along the side there, because I tend to let the sides of the model go darker anyway. Maybe we'll just be consistent with that. I don't know what the best answer is for that, but I think that's a move we're going to make. It's also a really good base layer for my golds. I like purples and browns are really good for gold tones, and a purpley brown is like it's the best in my opinion. PFK says, Chris, where might one get one's hands on that type of hobby handle? It is a Rathcore. Stephen Rath, he's an artist. He makes them. The last I checked, you can order them. He's from Germany. You can order them through PK Pro. Also, real quick, is the music loud or is it in a good place? Because I'm feeling like I'm a little bit loud on my end. That's on me. Oh, Pascal, good morning. Spill a little bit of coffee here. All right. How are you today, Pascal? Music pretty chill? Good. I'm just going to turn it down on my end then. All right. I'm just going to mix a little bit of our base tone of gold into this purpley brown. And in true fashion, well, let's punch in here a little bit because, there we go. You see every little detail on them now. I should probably not be using a size 4 for this, but Pascal with the host, look out. It's a Monday morning, Pascal. How was your weekend? How was everybody's weekend, for that matter? Hang on. Pascal says PFK, good, but also really busy with buying a new house. We'll hear more today. Oh, that's good. I mean, it's a good kind of busy. Trying to get these side laurels here in order. Little by little, it'll start to come together. Alright, and then maybe now we'll come through with just a little bit of the regular, none of that shadow tone mixed in. I don't know how everybody likes to do gold, but I like these ochre colors. I think they're really good for it. Also, I'm seeing I made a mistake down here as well. Yeah, it's all right. Let's see about these bands on the gun here. This one here, I think, like so is good. I had a pretty good weekend. I don't think anything major had to happen. We just did some work around the house. I was able to paint on Saturday. That was good. I don't usually get to paint outside of streams lately. So that was nice. Streamlabs says, oh, because also doing chores and such. Well, maybe we'll keep you some company while you're doing those chores there, Pascal. Always good to have you in here. This is definitely one of those colors you want to give a couple coats to. Oh, you know what? I'm forgetting about the whole rear end of this piece. Oh, it's good to be in here. Haha, Pascal. I think I came in a little bit brighter than I wanted to for this side piece, so I'm going to be coming through with a little bit darker tone in some areas. Just darken that up a little bit for right now. That said, you guessed it, we're going to be highlighting it now, so I think it's just important that those base tones are always at least a little bit present. Come back to the front where things have had a chance to dry. Now we'll be in a position to kind of highlight some of these bands. So this is not our final highlight color. This is really just our mid-tone. But I think those mid-tone colors are like, they're just so important. couple of layers here to get things saturated and looking good. I'm going to do the same thing up here on his hat. Just insist that those colors get in there and saturate. Let's get our next color out. Oh, here it is. It's like the Scale Series edition of Ice Yellow. It's called Tenri Yellow? Teniri Yellow? I'll pull it up. Maybe somebody here knows how to say it better than I do. Also, I was playing with my lights the other day. Maybe we're in a position to do this again. Teniri Yellow? Tenri? Teniri? Pale? Very pale yellow. Kind of lemony. Compared to the Ice Yellow, they're pretty darn close. This is a little bit richer, which is why I'm using it. Let's start here. Just on the upper sides of things, like these rivets and the band. Mind you, this is not the full strength of it, so we have plenty of opportunity to further highlight this. I don't think I want to take it too bright. This is a little troll guy, like he shouldn't be too fancy. Even though he is like the tiniest general. Let's see here. Yeah. Now up here on the hat. We need some water. Get some little bit of extra flow on this paint. Try to hit these details on this little star without blowing it completely out of proportion. Maybe this little belt buckle. Hell Victron says, morning. What the Zam hell time is it there? It is 4:49 a.m. What time is it for you? 9:49. There you go. Oh, the difference 5 hours can make, huh? I think the gold's in a pretty good place. I'm gonna grab a tiny brush here. Just the tiniest brush. We're gonna try to edge. Early start or a late finish? Early start. My new job starts me an hour sooner, and to get 2 hours in, I gotta start at 4:30 instead of 5:30 before work. Little lines. This is one of the most stressful parts of doing this technique. Helvectron says, great attitude. I might have to do some of the same. So difficult to balance work, family, the resurrection of my painting time. Yes. I feel that a lot. When I wanted to get into streaming and I wanted to like focus in general, I wanted to focus more on my painting and I didn't have time. And I was talking, my brother kept telling me he really wanted me to get into streaming. And if anybody is to be thanked for really pushing me, it's my brother for getting me into this. And my excuse, as always, was no time. And I still don't have time. I still don't have any time to do this. But when you make yourself do it, it's just a little bit different. The reality was, yeah, you know what? I'm sleeping 8 hours, so I'll sleep a little bit less. Last night was a little bit rough, but in general, I aim to sleep more than that. I think I'm going to grab some ribbon colors. I don't know what I want to do for them. I may just do a simple red, not as sophisticated as we did on his little groin cloth, but I want to do something for the ribbons that connect these metals, and I also want to do something in the center of these two. I don't want them to just be big yellow blobs. I think I want to say green and red, but I'm actually leaning more towards a blue and I don't know what the other color should be. I've got this color on his pants, and I think I may borrow that in some respects. Not like it's going to be a different color or anything, but maybe I'll add a little black to it and darken it. But also maybe we'll just brighten it up with some off-white. I know it's a very vibrant color. me see what this yellow does to it. The one we've been using for our gold. A mid-tone color. Doesn't look bad. A little bit more in here. That's kind of a pretty color, truthfully. It has to be pretty bright or it won't show up on over time because it's so small. It's the same principle as like when you're doing eyeballs or lenses, the color that you use, whatever color you choose, has to be vibrant. If you're gonna paint a blue, you want to pick like a marine teal or a meridius blue or a light turquoise, something very vibrant, because just like this color is already showing as quite desaturated. On account of you're just painting it such a small amount. I shouldn't. It's too big. Let me see what we have here with the smaller brush. Just the top and the bottom here. Let's see what we can do. What have we accomplished here? It's actually just one big old bright spot. I don't think that's exactly what we wanted to happen. But let's see. Maybe we can darken the center if I can't highlight the edges. Awa GG time. What time is it for me? It is 4:57 a.m. where I'm at. Who is blowing up the Discord? Your local time. This is satisfying. Yeah, 4:57. Welcome on in. Good morning. This is my get up and be productive before work stream. We do this 3 times a week. Let's try a little bit more. I think we go brighter. Oh, yeah. There it is. Found that follow button. Make that corgi wiggle. It is one of my favorite parts of the whole stream. Just trying to deposit the tiniest amount of paint here. Come off the brush. The problem is it's such a small amount of paint, and with the fan on because of the heat, it's drying before I can get to the model. Come on. Trying to go faster. See what we can do. There it is. It went. Now I just need to work on the bottom as well. Danny M. Good morning, Danny. I started on the salamanders last night, sir. Oh my. Need some of this coffee here. My makeshift this one. My light diffuser is apparently a little bit in the camera. What can we still see? This piece. Maybe a little bit. It's not so bad. Alchemist Painting says morning. Oh, well, good morning. Dan's hitting us with the stretch. Look out, we're painting the tiniest miniature. Look at him. We hide him. He's so small. Dan says, at Pneumatic, have you seen the Comet news yet? What's up? I just saw, my phone was blowing up here a minute ago, but I don't know if it was anybody in our Discord or anything. Let's see what we have here. Justin over Damn Services was doing some shout outs last night, but what ungodly hour they ended their stream. Yeah, nothing major here. But yeah, I think this is coming together pretty nicely. We may... Oh, yeah. Getting those hosts in. Oh, man. I think I'm going to start glazing some details onto these pants a little bit from where we left them the other day. Try to add a little vibrancy to it. A little harmony to the piece. Alchemist Painting says, that's a troll blood, right? Yes. This is actually a troll blood for Privateer's game Riot Quest. Now they can still be played in the traditional game as well, but he's like a little hero for that game. It's kind of like a MOBA. He's so cool looking with his stolen little trench coat and everything. Don't want to work the highlights too much, but in general, I think that takes our details up. Awa says, sunny days takes all the clouds away. Well, there's a little bit of that, right? I'm not much of a finally good in everything kind of personality, but I am the kind of person who'll say, hey, go do it anyway. Alchemist says, ah, sweet, nice looking model. Haven't heard of Riot Quest before. It's not been out very long. So it's a fun game. Yeah, my friends would call it or refer to it as a beer and pretzel game because it's got a little random nature to it, and with that, you don't get too hung up on things. Danny asks, Nomadic, how was your weekend? My weekend was good. You know, I got some work done around the house. Got to paint on Saturday some. You know, we started on this guy. I started on the Salamander project, filming for YouTube. Part of what this support goes to anymore is to try and diversify what I'm doing. And I think my intent is, as it always has been, to not like do tutorials on how a thing is done, which everybody seems to want to do when they make a video. I think my whole series may be, here's one way to do a thing, or perhaps it's me attempting to follow along in the footsteps of a professional's tutorial. Maybe those are the kind of videos I would do. But mostly it's, you know, questions I get and things I think are interesting for myself. I don't need to tell you, Danny, one of the things I'm big on is, you know, painting the same way for like my most basic pieces versus, you know, if I was going to do a real high-end commission, I paint them the same way. It's just like finding my stopping point is always sooner on the lesser detailed pieces. We finally have enough contrast there. We think one darker with this. I don't think I want to go brighter, but I think we can go a little bit darker. Need to get a little black out anyhow. But how about for you, Danny? I know you got the busy household these days. Next, we're gonna do the other little details on the piece after I get done with this. Just a little bit of this black. We don't want to go too crazy. Check our dilution. See, we're fairly thin here. Nerd in the building. Oh my. What is this sexy face, dude? Your desk looks tidy. You know what we did. Let's take a pan back here. Look at this. Don't mind that. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. We're clean now. Tidied her up. Got a new camera placement. We're trying to keep things leveled up. We got some legends in the room, you know. We got Danny M, we got PFK. Helvectron was in earlier. Pascal is in. Who else was here? Right out the gate, it was Ty Grainer was in. Alchemist Painting's in. Awa just joined us. I think his little pants have some good. Ty Grainer's still in here. I maybe said it was Ty Grainer, but I meant Pascal was on the lurk. That's on me. That's what happens at this hour, you know. I misspeak. I think those pants are starting to be fairly legible. Farley. PFK says, I need to get myself a bigger desk and some more storage. Yeah, we all need more storage. Tiz puts paint on models. I try to do that. We got the Meeple in the room. Hello. Watch yourself. Everybody act accordingly. Agent Meeple, how are you today? Let's start touching up the metal bits on the gun, as well as trying to find different values of this kind of. I'm using a pale blue. This is a really fun color. It's like gray, but just the smallest amount of blue. Nerd always acts accordingly. Fantastic. One of my favorite movies all time is The Departed. It's a Martin Scorsese film, and he rolls into the bar one time and he asks this guy, how's he doing? And he's like, my mother, she's on the way out. And he goes, we all are, act accordingly. And for whatever reason, it just stuck for me. We all are, act accordingly. Tiz says, hey, just finding some new streamers to follow and like the look of what you're doing. So, hi, well, hey, back at you. We're sitting here working on this piece for right now. If you, since you're new, give me just a second, since I just got a brush load of paint. Allow me some time to put this on here, and then I will show you, if you like, what I'm usually working on. In the meantime, if you're interested, down below, there's an Instagram link. You can see what, in general, I do in here. We're all about positivity and perhaps a little bit of shenanigans as a community goes. But I think you'll find, like, most streams end up being the same way because it's the viewership. We're a small community of viewers, and yeah, we're working on this real quick. We got Snick. Oh, all kinds of different streamers in here today. Snick, how have you been? What? I think we'll hit this lower portion of the barrel as well. Nerd says, if you gotta follow someone, make it nomadic. That's a win right there. If you're looking for streamers to follow, Snick is in here. Snickson. Nerd404. Danny M streams on occasion. He's working on some pretty cool... why can't I find the Clouds game? Final Fantasy stuff? God, my brain needs to get running today. And what else? We had Pascal was in earlier, but I think he's on the lurk if Pascal comes back in. PFK says, you've chosen wisely. Tiz says, PFK, I'm super new to Twitch. Only been streaming a few weeks, and I've already seen some amazing stuff from people. Oh, yeah. PFK says, need to get going, guys. Catch you later. Catch you on the other side, PFK. There it says, blessed for the future. Danny says, back to work. All right, all good people. So, here. So we got this guy on we're working on, and let's see, we've got what projects sitting here. Let's bring some of them out. Where's my little dice guy? There he is, hiding from me. Hang on. Don't mind. Nerd says, I want to see it. I want to see all of it. Working on power weapons lately. Oh no! We knocked over the tiny old vampire head. What are you gonna do? Sometimes they fall. I think before I ship these off to their owners, I wanna do some recording of them fighting. Not really recording, but I'm gonna photograph them together because the gentlemen that commissioned these know each other. Shing, 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 shing. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff we work on in here. Making sure I didn't miss anybody. Tiz says, runs around following all the people. Yeah, a lot of follows to be given in here. Now all we gotta do is finish up his base. Be out of excuses. Oh, look out! Oh, Clan Wolf, no. Everybody. Now we gotta act right. Clan Wolf in the room. Oh no! Clan Wolf, how have you been? Dropped you a follow, Tiz. Like sword clangs, just a shing, 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 shing. If I was gonna do any sound, it would be like a lightsaber, just. What is this now? We got a little girl cat coming up on us. The stream might be over. She needs snuggles. What's this about? No. Cleo says sleepy. Yeah. Alright. So we got the new layout for the stream. At least as far as the backdrop and the camera placement. Oh, see? Kitten. Who's this fuzzy? Get out of here. Oh, she's climbing. Oh, God. There's no room for you. We're painting up here. It's not cat time. You gotta lay down, though. I'm telling you. Last couple of visits you've made, you've been bad. Tiz says, nerd, pretty sure you won't. Wait a second, what we got here? Sorry. Thanks, Meeple. I think you caught my other half stream. I recognize your name. Who's your other half? Maybe I am familiar. I used to know a Tiz was the name. I remember that name. Getting invaded by this cat. It says, so backdrop and camera look good, but I guess everything outside the camera view is just a mess. 100%. I'm setting a hard rule. The mat is not for paint pots, so I'm like organized chaos now. There are certain things that will be allowed on the mat. It's miniatures that I'm working on. The models can sit on it, but paint stays off. Ooh. Don't mind while I smack the camera. It's in a new spot, and I need to get used to that. Alright, little girl. You gotta go down. I think it'll help keep the space I need to actually be productive. Arcane Creator says, kicks door in. Finally caught you online. Yeah, it's me. That's right. We're sitting here doing this work. Right now, I'm going to grab a smaller brush. Start doing some detail work here. Size 2. You know what it is. Just says Lurk UK. Okay, Lurch, maybe. Lurch, Lurch. Meeple says, oh yes. Familiar as well. Okay, catching up. Nerd says it'll be time for you to get one of those pop-up green screens next, right? No, you can enjoy the fan and the mess of my hobby supplies behind me. Forever. Forever and ever. Alright, let's see here. Little bit of water, I think. Some of this paint's just a little bit dry on me. Arcane says that bust is incredible. Well, thank you. And Nerd says, oof, that sound like a good rule. I think I'm going to grab a tray of paints live on the desk. What do you mean? I think I'm going to grab a tray that paints live in. Oh, yeah, like you give them their own land, so to speak. That's what I'm talking about. You only live here. I haven't even gotten that far as mine is. I'm just going like, you may not live here. You have to be over there, which is just a wall of paint. I got a paint rack with many open spaces back here. Don't worry about that. It's not important. They live over here in a pile where I can never find what I want. I use like 8 colors on all the things I paint, but I got 4,800 different colors out at any given time. Because maybe. You know. I have another bust I'm working on right now. I've only got about 2.5 hours in on it, and I know I need to dedicate the time, but because it can't be, I don't know, I think I'd get modded out of my stream if I painted it live. I haven't had the time to make much more progress. I'll share that as well. I've been given 8 hours of time to do the work on it, so. I think the gun's popping a bit better now. Where are we at with this? Which focus did I pick? No, this is the right one. Tiz says, must run away. Children have descended. Thanks for the suggestions. Have followed some new peeps, and I'll catch you another time. I'll hit you back with that follow as soon as I get wrapped up here. Thank you for hopping in, and we're glad to have found you. Well, technically you found us, but just doing these metal highlights, you know. Oh, that's not good. Hang on. We got a little overzealous, but that's all right. We got the tools. We know how to fix these things, you know? Let's come in here. We're going to be doing some tiny, tiny parts. So, we're going to start with this little tankard here. Actually, I'm going to start my base coating a little bit darker than this, so let's see. Just bring this color in a little bit darker. Bit brighter over top. I think that's the ticket with things like this. Especially if you want things to be smooth, you really have to get enough paint on there to get it to activate and be blendable. Step back a tone and hit it from the other way. Just get things to blend a bit. Nope. Too bright. We made a whoopsie. Thing I wanted to do was work on the lenses because they're bugging me a bit, but at the same time, let's just stick with the black. Keep on the metal here. I think it was the only 2 items on the front, and then he has all this stuff on the back here. Pascal's back, says, "Hey, I'm back. I just got great news. We have the new house." Oh, that's wonderful. That's so exciting. I don't know what any of these things are supposed to be. I see that there's a grenade. So that's closing time. How about when are you moving, Pascal? This here. October's. Oh, you have plenty of time. this grenade. I don't even know how to begin with this grenade. Colors of grenade even. I can tell you that I think this buckle should be the same color as the other one. So let's That's super exciting, Pascal. I think, because it's not like on the immediate horizon, you don't have any of the stress yet of a move. Moving is always stressful. Yes, it is. Doesn't matter where you're from. A move is a move, and it is not a coveted thing. It's a necessary evil, right? Pascal says, but good tidings, will be planning building my own painting studio, then to Glee. That's going to be fun. Planning out your a bigger studio space, or a more proper studio space, depending. I don't know how many coats this is going to take. But I think the right answer is to just be persistent until it gives me the color I want. I'm not highlighting it anymore. I'm just treating it as if I am. It seems to just be becoming more opaque. I think sometimes that's really all you're after. I think I learned that from when I was working with like red initially. It's like when I feel like it is bright enough and saturated enough and opaque enough to be the color I want, it's like wait a little bit, give it another coat, and then it'll be what you want. Pretty good morning. Hey, you back at you. How was your weekend? It's an impossible task. Hang on. We're going to have to get a smaller brush. Pretty says, my weekend is just starting. I'm off the next 2 days. I kind of, when I had a job that was not necessarily a 9 to 5, and I had like different days off, like I would have a random, my day might be, or my weekend might be start on a Wednesday. I'm like a Wednesday, Thursday as my weekend. And I kind of miss it. Like, not having obligations when everybody else is busy. It was kind of left alone. You can do things during the week that most people have to take time off for. Oop, that's not what I wanted. This is the color we wanted. Pretty said, would you mind giving me some thoughts on what I painted earlier? If it's not done, of course. No, yeah, nothing ever is. Yeah, hit me up. Let's do this. I might just do these hooks also in this gold color. I'm kind of starting to feel like the Tiny General is one for the regalia. We need a brighter color. Hang on. Let's get a bigger brush. Let me take a look at this link first, because I'm clearly not finding the colors I want. Let's have a peek. Oh, we get the dance team leader in here. What's up, zombie? Okay. Updated to my druid wizard. I'm digging that green. Yeah, I like the overall look. You picked the nice orange, red, orangey brown, which looks really, really good against that green. And silver's neutral. This is smartly done. You got the yellow in there, which also plays nice with the highlights you picked for the green. Well selected colors there. Is there anything in specific you're trying to work on with this piece that we can talk about? You know, what you're maybe attempting to do other than just the composition, because I love the colors. So he says, morning, hombre. Looks like enough time for a little lurking before I make... like a, oh, good lord. You're always trying to get me to say something. That's what I notice. That's what I'm recognizing. We're crushing the coffee today, so I may get up for a second and grab some. Musty with the hello, nomadic. Well, good morning, Musty. Somebody says, yup. Yeah, well, I won't be caught that easy. Let me do something with this purple real quick, and then we'll hop over and do the gold rings. Check our dilution. This is pretty. Oh, hey, we're not on camera. Pretty bright. Just want to get a nice rich purple up in there. On those stunner shades he's got on. Somebody says some need to keep you on your toes. Someone needs to keep you on your toes. Yeah, that's absolutely the case. Alright, that makes me feel better already. Pretty says, trying to select a color for his book. I don't want it to be too much brown. Redwood matches beard tie. Okay, let's see here. Book. I see a book. Let me think about that. But blue or black might read better. Blue would definitely read better against the green. But I mean, that's a multi-part question there, as far as what to do with that. What color would look good there? Because you have greens, the reds are the contrasting colors. So if you stick with neutral, yeah, your leathers are your contrast to the green, and that's why it looks so good. And where that's at, if you go over there with something too vibrant or too contrast, it's gonna pop out, like it's gonna color block nicely. But do you want that much attention drawn to it is the other question. Is that book of great importance to the wizard? Is it like his spell book? Are you trying to get it to meld in with his accessories? Or are you trying to get it to stand out? Should I guess be our question here. Nerd says, so because I hate myself, I would go with trying to give it an eldritch glow from the power inside of it, like a blue or a purple. I was going to suggest purple if you wanted it to stand out a lot. Prinny would say, I'd imagine it's important. Yeah. So purple could be a good choice because you have, on your color wheel, you have like, you got yellow and then blue and then red, right? And so you've got green over here and you've gone with a red brown, so desaturated red to complement your green, okay? And what you would want to do is find something in the bluish purple range to sit between them and be your third color. it would get it to pop very, very nicely. Well, the other thing is, Prinny, I'm gonna need to get some water. Swallowed too much paint already today. The other thing is, the worst case scenario is you paint over it. If you don't like the look of it, and purple's one of those colors that really has to be correct or it won't read well. So you would want it to be vibrant. I would suggest starting with something desaturated, but then build it up as bright as you want to go. It is kind of low on the model, but you know, a wizard spell book should be something special. But the question is it like the Holy Grail? Is it the kind of thing that should be understated so nobody knows what it is? That's another way to do it. Should it look innocuous but be filled with great power? These are questions ahead of time. And purple is one of those regal colors that really just says, hey, look here. Just catching up with the chat. Yeah, I know. And did you get a chance to make any more progress on the worm or change your mind since we talked last about it? Gradual build-up here. I need a little bit of water here. Maybe not a ton, though. It's incredible how much water Scale Series paint can just suck up. Oop. Contracted a fuzzy. Alright, let's just see here. This is going to be probably our final highlight for this metal. Let's see. There we go. Another little bit. Yeah, I think it's going to start working now. Not so bad for a cartoony gun. So yeah, Prinny says, yeah, I'm doing a purple worm. It's pretty tricky. I ordered some more purples from Reaper earlier. Okay, so you maybe have some cool purples coming in. Purple's just one of those colors, like I mentioned the other day, that you really can't mix on your own. I mean, you can, but it's complicated. You need some like really interesting teal colors to do it. And for the most part, though I enjoy mixing almost all of my paints, I order my purples for sure. Got a little leg itch here. Let's see what we have here. Let's see, just a little bit more highlight here as well. Little bitty highlights everywhere I go. What do we think? Gun looking good? Maybe. I suppose it's time to fix the music and maybe get me some coffee. As well as, at some point here, I need to fix the oh, you know what, Prinny? Here's something I maybe make sense to look into. As you maybe highlight the purple, I would use a off-white. I don't know if what the Reaper equivalent is to ivory from Vallejo or Menoth white base. But whatever color you paint those pages, I would work into your purple as your highlight for it. It'll help keep things together. I'm going to run for just a second and top off this cup of coffee. But yeah, to that point, Prinny, I'm a big fan of kind of harmonizing my colors together. So, for example, when we were working on this green here, let me just set this down here where it's in focus. Something that I did was worked our shadow color up to a highlight color, and it's all the same green, right? Well, I'm getting ready to start a salamander project, and so I took this lesson from this fundamental little workup on how to highlight your greens, and we're going to be starting them. I don't know if you're familiar with the salamanders or not. Put his little head in. Put him on his little clip. Here they are. Don't mind his head's on a post. But this is going to be the undercoating for my salamander army. And effectively, these dark blue greens, which is the same color as on his pants with a little bit of yellow mixed in. The goal will be that I will mix little bits of yellow into this green, or this coal black, until we're very, very highlighted. And it'll richen up, it'll bolden up, and I'll be able to layer from there. And I think we'll get a nice, striking result. And then eventually I will start glazing green over top of this. I don't know how bright I want to go. Maybe we'll go super erotic green. I got to decide. But that we're gonna get something nice looking. I don't know if I want to stick super desaturated with a dark green. I know sometimes darker greens. I don't want to say this. I understand completely the value of sticking true to the colors of a given scheme. I get that. But at the same time, for a tabletop army, to me, it needs to jump out. I want it to pop off the table and be in your face. And so that's why, like, on this guy, I like the white robe. I thought he's in black armor. He's not going to stand out at all. This is not going to be a white base. It just needs the mud put on it. But I thought big blue power sword, nice white robe, he'll stand out. And I think I might take the green a little brighter than you typically do for the salamanders. They're going to have a white shoulder pad with decals, and then they're going to have a black shoulder pad with a white, I don't know if is it a lizard or a dragon that's their symbol? I don't recall. I know what it looks like. Looks like this. Super erotic green. You hear what you want to hear, nerd. Erotic green. What do you know about this? Don't mind this guy. What do you know about this guy? Kapow! I'm excited to paint that hammer. I'm not going to lie to you. I want to paint that hammer so bad. Okay. Where were we? Oh, yeah. We were over here working on... Whoa. These colors are just running together. Not the end of the world. There it says, seen a lot of high contrast salamanders of late. If you have anything worth looking at, I'd love to take a peek. If anybody's doing a bang-up job. Alright, let's see what we have here. We are all kinds of zoomed in. Let me find a... Suicide said it's going to be some dope OSL. Oh, yeah. So I bought... I'm going to... You say that the moment it gets paint on my brush. I picked up the Salamander conversion kit for the Primaris, and they came with little thunder hammers in the kit. There they are. And fun helmets with like flames on them. And 2 of these little pieces for the backpacks. And so I think I'm gonna have some fun with that. I already decided how I'm doing the bags. Their backpacks are gonna be, they're gonna be the green fade from like dark to highlight. But then I'm gonna do the bell on either side. I'm gonna do the pumpkin around the edges. I'm gonna do this and these all, and possibly these side connectors all in their gold trim color. I think it'll look nice. Oh, glue and bolters is exception. Yeah. I'm all up on that. I'm all up in his Discord. I whisper sweet things to him in the morning. Not really. I usually wait till afternoon. Yeah, glue and bolters is really, really good. Sometimes I tell people they're good and I like their work, and they shrug it off. I'm like, your acceptance of this doesn't change the fact that it's good. That is way too chocolatey. Still. Somewhat better. Okay. Alright, we're holding on to it. There it says nomadic. If you know, you know. That's right. Go a little bit darker. Maybe I was a little too rough on a thing. Back to that point, Prinny, about wanting to harmonize the colors together as much as it can. Here's an example where this brown that I'm using to shade the gold is the same brown as is in the shadows of the leather. It's the same as is on his shoes, as is on the red. It's the same brown with a little bit of purple and red in it. And so I've just worked it as the shadow on the red little loincloth, as the base for the boots, as the shadow for the leather on the jacket, and as the base and shadow for the gold. And I think in that way, it really helps tie everything together. The yellow base tone for the gold is the same thing I used to highlight the pants, to pull that green color out of the coal black. The only thing that's unique color-wise is his skin tone, and the purple that I used to shade the blues is what I used on his sunglasses in its raw form. I should have probably mixed a little bit of that into the leathers, but I didn't. Pascal, have you been working on anything fun lately? remember seeing some fun updates for your current projects. Anything you want to share? Oh, nerd. I know you're always acting accordingly, but perhaps now's the time to straighten up. You got a partner on deck. Jan, how have you been, sir? You and the missus doing all right? No, you're fine. I was just saying Jan's in here. It's always talking to other people. I don't get it. Jan says, ticking along, right. That's all you can do. Pascal says that nomadic, I have been working on Gontrick, the wandering pacifist orc. My eyes are waking up. There's a free STL file, yada yada yada. There you go. Alchemist paintings with the shouts out. Pascal says really fun. Yeah, I know a lot of people are getting into the 3D printing. I would love to play around with stuff like that, but I know it'll be at considerable expense for me to get into it. And I barely have time for this. Let's see. Let's start popping these rivets. Let's do it. It's gonna happen. We gotta go brighter. We can do this. I've seen it happen before. Pascal says I have a buddy doing the printing for me. Oh, see, now that would be ideal, right? To have a local connection. Let the printing people do the printing. I'm very happy with this shape. I think we're gonna attempt to fix this. Let's see what happens. Ooh, not with no water. We need some water. What is happening? Damn, Daniel! What up, what up? Getting so excited. Daniel, how have you been? You lovely lass. Daniel, I've missed you so. I've had to start my stream an hour sooner, so I get what it is. Speaking of getting into 3D printing, Daniel is a tycoon of industry now. Taking time out of his busy day to grace us with his presence. I've been knowing this about you. Alright, let's see. Just glazing these transitions a bit because they are beat. He says, I have a fire burner getting put in today, or I'd stream and tell you how much I miss your face. Oh, it's always with the empty promises, this guy. He's like, you know what I could do? But I won't. A fire burner. It's just getting a head start on the fall here. Now's the time to do it, right? Love seeing some of your privateer press getting some love. Is this yours? This is mine. He's a new release, or a more current release. He's new to me, at least. I know he's come out more recently because I didn't have him. But with COVID, I forget when things were actually. I might be conflating when he was announced versus when he actually showed up. What do you think about the new camera placement, Daniel? This is the punch in. Here's the standard view. He's so tiny. Look at this little guy. Nothing wrong with the old stuff. I mean, much of that stuff is still the way. This is for their game Riot Quest, which is a smaller kind of like skirmish edition of the game. No. Hang on. We don't want that color yet. What am I doing? We need more. I haven't built this color back up yet. Daniel says, how you doing, you beautiful... Oh, to Pascal. Daniel likes it. Okay. Well, Daniel likes everything, so... No, he doesn't. Yeah, man, it's just easy listening day. We're in here starting to make some progress as it stands on this little piece. I'm starting a salamander project, and if you have a second... In a second, I'll show you what's going on with that. How dare you? Oh my, okay. Pascal says, gonna go, guys. Gotta get some painty stuff myself. There you go. Zombie says, balls! Time to lurk again. Need to get ready to go get the crap beat out of me by my massage therapist again. There you go. We gotta get this guy an in-house massage therapist. Pascal, you have a good one. Catch you down the line. If anybody in here is not following Pascal and they do like painting, you got to be following that guy. Just a top tier artist. Far too kind and generous with their time. Alright. Let's punch back in here. We got Providence, Trollbloods. Ad leave me. I want to see the Trollbloods. Ad leave me. And believe me, possibly. Punching on in. Daniel says, oh, I love some Pascal work. Yeah, Daniel's been known about Pascal. Alright, we need a little bit brighter color. Just a little bit brighter. I don't think that's even showing up too much. Providence says, been looking for someone painting Troll Bloods to see how I can improve. Oh, well, very cool. I love me some Troll Bloods. If you give me a second, I actually have some. It's not. Hang on. Don't mind my face getting a little close here. Here's my Borka bust. In a moment, we'll zoom out and I'll show you some more work on that. All this and more. Let's see if this color doesn't actually start to read a little better. Yes, that is a good tonal shift. Providence says, oh, that's so nice. Well, thank you. He is a work in progress, for sure. But I learned a lot of lessons from working on that piece, to say the least. I need to go brighter. Or I need more paint, is I think what I was actually trying to say. Nope. Yeah, there. There it is. Providence. So if you're working on Troll Bloods, what have you been? Are you working on your own army, or are you just casually collecting? What's good in the Troll Blood world? Let's see here. Just trying to edge this. Just mixing up a little glaze to that's probably a little strong. This one's going to be fairly thin. Yeah, you can see here how thin the glaze is. Providence says, I used to play a few years back and started painting them recently after a stroke to help with my motor skills. Oh, there you go. Okay, so, you know, positivity there. I really love the sculpts on these guys myself. Don't mind while I paint with my finger. I have not had the opportunity to play in many years, and so my collection, this was one of the first things I started painting when I got into painting, because I had them, and I've bought more to effectively, I have the pieces to build an army that, and I'll have it painted, but I still don't have any likelihood of playing. Be warned, while you're in here, I do paint with my fingers. Uh-oh, Jan and Daniel have locked eyes with one another. What happens next is out of my control. I'm going to use this same glaze to enhance the details on a few of these bands on the gun as well. Though my blends are smooth, I think perhaps I maybe lost a little bit of that detail. I don't know if in some way the brown dried a little gray or what it is, but more of this tone in there. It might help. Same thing as up here. It's hard to get all these colors in such a small space, if that makes sense. Dino says that pneumatic, those blends are like butter, brother. Oh, brother. Thank you, Daniel. But, Providence, if you're working on Troll Bloods, what do you like to do for your skin tones? I know there's quite a bit of difference in how people approach them. Let's punch out. Pan goes side to side, right? We're going to punch out. Let's bring this up. Talk a little bit about this guy. The Blues. More recently, I can't show you all of her. I want to kind of, she's entirely not safe for Twitch. A more recent, because I started this a long time ago, let's use this blue poster tag to cover up her give her some Twitch friendly pasties here. I don't know. Don't mind that the poster tag is also blue, as her skin is. But yeah, censored. This is a more recent approach that I gave to the blue skin tone. It's a little bit more fair than the one I did for Borka. And for sure, everything in here needs cleaned up more. Like I made a little whoopsie on her skin right here along the where I was doing the bone. Don't fall off. Get me in trouble. Too small a stream for that. But yeah, I like this purple into blue fade. I think it's real good. It's kind of what I use a lot for my Troll Bloods. Tigranus says resourceful. That's right, Tigranus. Tidy up a few of these little highlight areas. Getting some of the colors I use for my Troll Bloods skin tone here. And then I need this color. I don't think I have my Troll Blood highlight out, but I'll use this pasty blue here. Okay. Let's come in here a little bit tighter and we'll see how tight these blends actually are. So I'm going to lay down some shadow tone up here in the chesticle area and along this side of the belly. And then we're going to grab our next color, which will be basically our primary blue. And I'm just going to push these colors back a little bit and let them blend together. And at the same time, we're going to grab our highlight without doing anything else. We're going to start to define our little highlighted region here without getting too far into it. It's already 20 after 6. How the time flies. Take a half a step back in terms of color. Maybe even get a little bit of that shadow tone here in down the midline. We'll do the same thing over on this side. Let's start with that shadow tone all along the edge, underneath that metal. Mid-tone, cleaning nothing out of the brush, just adding it to. We'll just push that shadow down to the edge. We'll get a little of that highlight in there now. Not so much that we will wreck the transition, but a small area like this, I'm going to stipple and then kind of push it around. In a bigger space, you can really start like working some better brush strokes, but in here I just don't think there's as much opportunity. And then we'll get some pure highlight here. I'm going to glaze it back a little bit because I think a little bit of water will go a long way with this mixture. It's actually not enough. That might be better. You know, when you add a little bit of water to it, it's going to dry even more transparent than it normally would, and this is already a fairly bright color. So it's going to take multiple coats, but it is good to generate a subtle transition. Get a little bit of this up in here. And that's how you blend. At least that's how I blend. Add a little bit more of this pale blue to the thing. Little bitty highlights here. Providence says, messing around at the moment, but I like white primer, Thousand Suns blue highlight with, lost the pot, shade with light purple edge. Oh, for bias. Hang on a second, let me get this. Bias, let me finish this up and I'll hit your A shade with a light purple edge with real bright blue. Glows depending on size. Bigger one and get gray Warcaster, or smaller get orange. Okay. No, I like that. That's a solid plan. For Bias comes in with a solid subscription. Rocking at 3 months. Corbias says, I'm sort of here lurking. Was sick all night. Feel like I can finally get some sleep. Even canceled my session this morning, but I wanted you to have the view count. Oh, thank you so much. Speak soon, brother. Have a great day. Hey, you too. Hopefully, after some rest, you're feeling better. So up here on the hand, grabbing my purpley shadow mixture. We're going to try to get a little bit of that tonality down in the recesses here. We need more blue. That's all there is to it. Primer, white base, Thousand Suns blue. Yeah. It's a solid plan. I use Troll Blood base, and then I mix in some Sanguine base as my shadow. And I also add a little bit of this Meridius blue. It's like a vibrant turquoisey color into my skin tone because I don't like how pale it is. It's kind of desaturated, so that's my move there. Since I slop that color in, now we can kind of Providence with the follow. Thank you so much for doing that. Kicking up, making that corgi wiggle. Wig face rolling through. Well, good morning, Wig face. How have you been? Catching me at the tail end here. Get a little more of this highlight color in here because I haven't. This is no highlight so far. This is just the mid-tone and the shadow. Now, as we actually highlight things, provided I can do it small enough to keep all the colors present. Wigface says, been all right. That's good. Details on the fingers a little bit. Not looking too bad. The face has been sucked into Gunpla a little. Oh, you getting into those sweet assembly kits, huh? That's what Gunpla does that better than anybody, I would say. All right. think we've reached the extent of what we're going to get done today. Yeah. I got Learn Train Play hopping in here. It says, hey, Chris, that troll blood. Yeah, it is. It is a troll blood. He's starting to come together pretty nicely, I think. Back to the harmony of the color selections. Here we have the exact same color that we're highlighting our metal with. It's the same color that I'm highlighting our the troll skin with. So it's all harmonizing. Not a lot of color choices. Nice privateer press, do good minis. They really do. So, thank you everybody for swinging through, checking out the works we got going on. Soon, very soon, we will be wrapping up these salamanders as well. They've got to get... They're barely base coated here, so... we got that project on the horizon. And now we need to find a raid target. Who is around for that? Oh, we can go over to Lynn. Let's go raid Metalhead. I think she's just kicking off here. Yeah. We've had a handful of follows today. Providence, Tiz. We had a bunch of subs come back in. It was very kind. Awa came through with the follow. Oh, broke my elbow. Daniel says, cheers for the stream. Wigface says, have a good day. Oh, yeah. Starting to slow wind out here. I think this piece is coming together as a whole. I'm liking the way that the gold and the steel look together. I have a lot of work to do to the metals and the hat, but we'll get them varnished up here soon enough. Buckles on the jacket. He's detailed to the nth degree. Alchemist Painting, thank you so much for coming through. It's been good to chat a little, keeping me company like this. And yeah, we'll catch everybody on Wednesday, if not sooner. Or I'm sorry, Thursday, if not sooner. Not letting it slip that maybe Wednesday will be a stream. Okay, let's get over here to Lynn, and everybody have a good one.